Real Virginia is proudly produced by the Virginia Farm Bureau Federation. Since 1926, Farm Bureau has been working to preserve Virginia farms and our rural heritage. Visit our website at virginiafarmbureau.com.
Home will always be Virginia, between the Blue Ridge and Chesapeake Bay, Atlantic to Appalachia, home in my heart always.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Real Virginia, a show about Virginia agriculture and the people who produce the local products that we enjoy. Brought to you by Virginia Farm Bureau.
The Shenandoah Produce Auction helps both large and small growers reach the public. Raising cauliflower is easy and fun. And we'll take a closer look at Virginia's largest agriculture community in this week's County Close-Up.
Welcome back to Real Virginia, everyone. We're coming to you this week from a produce stand in Hanover County. Farmers markets and roadside stands across Virginia do a booming business in the summer. Dave Miller reports that you can find an even larger option for buying local produce in the Shenandoah Valley.
The Shenandoah Valley Produce Auction has been selling local flowers and produce in wholesale bulk lots since 2005. Whether you're a home gardener with some extra produce or a professional grower with 5 to 10 acres, your produce is welcome at the auction, where it is sold to the highest bidder. And by providing a central purchasing site, the auction helps commercial buyers find a consistent source of quality local produce.
Other than the farmers market 1 or 2 days a week, they didn't know where to get fresh local produce. But with the auction coming along and then a lot more roadside stands and farm markets and even the independent grocery stores coming here and buying and then advertising it in their store as fresh local produce, and the customer can tell the difference.
Third-generation grower Charlie Martin has been farming since 1957. He grows produce in the summer to supplement his livestock and poultry income. He's been with the auction since it started and likes the fact that he doesn't have to do the selling himself.
When the auction come in to existence, I soon seen that the best thing about it is I didn't have to hear anybody complain that I was charging them too much. Because they raised their hand, I want that produce. And so I didn't make them bid. So that's what I really like about the produce auction.
The Shenandoah Produce Market has grown every year and now has a large permanent building in Dayton, Virginia, with plenty of parking. Heatwell says the auction eliminates the middleman by facilitating a transaction between growers and buyers, both large and small. The auction house receives a 10% fee from each sale, and anyone can purchase the produce. Restaurants, food service companies, farmers markets, farm stands, and individuals are all customers. In addition to giving the local produce industry a needed boost, Heatwell says the auction has a strong relationship with the local food bank.
Somebody saw someone buy some produce here and donate it to the food bank, and that business person said, well, hey, I'd love to do the same thing, but I can't be here at the auction all the time. And he was wondering if he could give a donation to the food bank in order to buy produce for here. So we got with the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank and set up a program, and anyone can donate money to the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank that will go for purchasing local produce. So last year we sent over 100,000 pounds of produce to the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank through that program.
Martin says if a grower sells regularly, packages consistently, and all the produce is good quality, the auction is a great market.
I never have to worry, oh, I got an overabundance, I went to the farmer's market, I couldn't sell it, oh, I can't keep it over the weekend. If I bring it here, it's sold. We strive here to sell the best and eat the rest.
The auction is open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays throughout the summer. More than $1 million worth of produce is sold through the auction each growing season, and smaller growers have a great place to market their crops. In Rockingham County, this is Dave Miller.
The local foods movement's thriving in Virginia, and consumers are eager to pay a premium for the freshest possible produce direct from the farm. The Virginia Department of Agriculture lists 229 farmers markets on its Virginia Grown website, which includes just the markets that have applied to be online. There are literally hundreds more that pop up in parking lots and along country roads every growing season. Virginia Grown's website allows consumers to search for close-by markets. It's also a resource for budding entrepreneurs who want to sell at a farmer's market or start one of their own.
Hi, next we're going to be talking about growing cauliflower from the ground up. Please stay tuned.
More than 90 years ago, the Virginia Farm Bureau made a promise to our local farmers to protect and preserve a way of life they'd worked so hard to establish. Today, our insurance agents work to protect all Virginians, not just farmers. Anyone can be a Farm Bureau member and enjoy the many benefits of membership. There's a local Farm Bureau in every county of the state. We think everyone should be a friend of the farm. Visit our website at virginiafarmbureau.com to learn more.
Cauliflower is a nutritious and popular summer favorite, and as Chris Mullins discovers, it can also be quite colorful if you experiment from the ground up.
Hi and welcome. Today we're at Fauquier Education Farm in Fauquier, Virginia. We're going to be talking about how to grow cauliflower in the home garden. We're here with Mr. Jim Hankins, the executive director of this farm. Today we're talking about cauliflower. Now some people don't really grow this in their home garden. Do you think they should? Is it something that would be a good crop for the garden?
These snow-crowned cauliflower, and it's just become a really dependable workhorse for me. Okay. I've planted it for years afterwards. They do extremely well. I say it's so easy it makes me look like I know what I'm doing. Well, this year I decided that it was time to go ahead and explore cauliflower and do some of these other colored varieties. Wow. There are some amazing colored varieties of cauliflower, and they have just amazed me. It's just been so easy. So absolutely, people should be planting this in their home garden. You're probably going to need to get them from the seed catalog. Your local garden center will not have these.
Okay, okay.
You're going to want to start your own seeds, so you're going to need a place where you can start seeds. And one of the keys to cauliflower is that it is a very cool season crop. Okay. We started these in the last week of January.
Okay.
And they were planted into the field in mid-March.
Do you have any problems with cauliflower when you're growing it in the garden? Are they going to have pest problems or anything like that?
These pretty little white butterflies that are coming around here, well, they turn into, they're laying eggs and they're turning into these cabbage loopers. It's a caterpillar that will just destroy these plants. A little bit of a mild insecticide. The good news is this is an easy pest to control. Okay. There are a lot of good organic controls that work really, really well. Gotcha.
With a small enough patch, you could probably pick those off.
You can definitely hand pick them. They're pretty easy to find, and they're easy. They don't run from you.
Right, right. Jim, for the home garden, do you think these need a lot of fertilization? Is it something that you put a lot of fertilizer on these cauliflower plants?
I wouldn't say you need a lot of fertilizer on it, but you can see these are pretty big, robust plants. And if you are not giving them some sort of nutrition, you end up with the little golf ball size heads. Okay. So, some good compost, right, well-matured manure, or, I use 10-10-10 fertilizer. Sure. Not an awful lot. Sure. But it sure helps. It pays off. One of the great things about cauliflower is that you have to realize you're literally eating a flower bud. This is the budding, fruiting part of the plant. So the leaves will keep the bud, will keep the head covered until it reaches about maturity, and they open up really beautifully. You can see from this plant right here in front of us, it's a nice pretty head of cauliflower, and it's starting to open up. As I walk down the row, it's really easy to spot the head.
Sure.
I can leave it there too long, And you don't want to do that. The head will lose its compactness. It gets really loose, it will become discolored.
Okay.
So as soon as those leaves pull away from the head, it's time to go ahead and cut it.
And that's, how do you cut it? Do you just cut it
It's really easy. The first thing, you just push the leaves away. This plant will not produce another head. Lean it over, take a knife, and cut it at the base.
So is that the cheddar variety?
Yes, this is it's cheddar. You know, my green variety is Vita Verde.
Okay.
The purple one that I love so much is called Graffiti. Now, one of the important things that you need to understand is that these colored varieties are significantly more expensive for the seed.
Okay.
My Snow Crown, the white variety, I can buy 1,000 seed for just over $10. These cheddar are really the most expensive one. 250 seeds cost $27. You know, the Graffiti and the Vita Verde, they're a little bit less expensive, but it's really well worthwhile. If you're a small market gardener, you know, this stuff will make your stand pop.
It does.
And if you're a home gardener, I mean, the bragging rights on some of this incredibly beautiful stuff. Your food should be beautiful.
That's right.
And this just takes that into overdrive.
Well, for more information about growing cauliflower in the home garden, please contact your local county extension office and talk to a master gardener. From the Ground Up, I'm Chris Mullins. We'll see you next time.
From the Ground Up is presented with the generous advice and assistance of Virginia Cooperative Extension. Visit their website at ext.vt.edu.
Fresh Virginia trout is a treat any time of the year. Chef Maxwell takes this fish dish to the next level with a spicy chutney recipe next, in the heart of the home.
The State Fair of Virginia is known for its family-friendly atmosphere, exciting attractions, and of course, fabulous fair food. The most important focus continues to be youth and adult livestock competitions, and dozens of competitions where other Virginians can win a coveted State Fair blue ribbon. Everything from prize vegetables to baked goods to crafts and photography are featured each year as the best of the best. To learn more about this year's State Fair Virginia, visit our website at statefairva.org.
You can purchase farm-raised Virginia trout year-round or catch it yourself in season. Chef Maxwell says summer is the perfect time to use local ingredients to spice up your fish dish in the heart of the home.
Hi, and welcome to Heart of the Home. I'm Chef John Maxwell, and we're here at Meadow Hall and Meadow Event Park in Doswell, Virginia. And today we're going to be playing with some very special Virginia products. We got tomatoes, we got rainbow trout. It's just going to be delicious. And we're going to mix cultures. We're going to go a little bit east and a little bit west. So the first thing I'm going to do is go east, and I'm going to make some chutney. I got some tomatoes, a couple of different colors and kinds, and those are going to go in the pot. All right. And you can use any kind of tomatoes. I'm not suggesting that you should use a heirloom tomato or something very, very expensive, but green tomatoes, semi-ripe tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, any of that kind of stuff you can make a good chutney with. All right. So I put some chopped onion, some sugar, and if you go to the website at chefjohnmaxwell.com, all the ingredients are listed there with the amounts that you need. I'm just telling you when to put them in right now. Right? I'm putting in some golden raisins, and I got enough stuff in there for me to turn the fire on. All right? I'm going to put some ginger and some garlic. All right, so now that everything's on, we're going to stir that up. All right. All those ingredients are there. And I'm going to add some red wine vinegar. And all we're going to do now is let this come to a boil, drop it down to a simmer, and let it cook for a long while. It's going to take about an hour and a half. I'm going to heat this pan, put some oil in it, let that get hot, and now we're going to have a special treat. I've got some wonderful Virginia rainbow trout. I'm going to go ahead and get these dusted nicely and coated with the flour. And I've seasoned the flour with salt and pepper. And I've added a little bit of cornstarch to the flour mix so that I can get a little extra crisp on it. It's just about hot enough for the fish, but you can see how this is starting to simmer really nice. Right? And I'm going to just reduce the heat on this, right, down to about medium. And it's just going to cook till everything is kind of mush. Right? Now, we got the fish. Now, one of the keys to fish is you always put the fish in the oil with the side you want up on the plate down in the pan. So the part you want to be looking at when you eat it, you shouldn't be able to see when you're cooking it. And Virginia is a real leader in aquaculture. Right. Produce a lot of fish. All right, I'm getting some color on the other side of these fish now. I'm going to turn them over, right? Right. Oh yeah, nice golden brown. These are thin fish, so I don't have to get them quite as dark as you might think. All right, but I got those now. They're going to take a little time on that side. Meanwhile, I've got my chutney still working over here. I'm going to add some chopped peanuts. Now, if you've got an allergy problem with peanuts, I've made this with sesame seeds before. I made them with pumpkin seeds and with sunflower seeds. Any kind of crunchiness is good with this, right? So I'm going to stir that in. And when we get ready to serve it, after it's thickened, we'll top it with some more peanuts. All right. All right, well, I've got the chutney. It's cooked down so it's nice and thick. I'm going to sprinkle some peanuts on the top of it. So when we send it out with the fish, it looks nice and crisp on the top. Get the fish. Garnish this up just a little bit with some parsley. Make it look nice and pretty. Then I'm going to take some of this chutney and pop it right down on there. This chutney is nice and spicy, and the fish is kind of mild. All right, so it's not an ordinary kind of combination, but trout to me just really screams for this kind of spiciness. All right, and here we go. Virginia rainbow trout with a Punjab-style chutney. Join us next week on Heart of the Home when we get to play with more great Virginia food.
Recipes from the Heart of the Home can be found on the Virginia Farm Bureau website at vafb.com, as well as on Chef Maxwell's website at chefjohnmaxwell.com. Highly valued for its delicious flesh and the challenge in catching it, trout has always been a favorite for Virginia anglers. More than 1 million trout are stocked in Virginia streams and ponds every year, thanks to a fish hatchery program run by the Virginia Department of Game and Inland Fisheries. About 100,000 anglers fish for these stocked trout in the cooler mountain ranges of western Virginia. There are several private fish farms in the Old Dominion as well that provide trout to restaurants and food chains. Each year, sales from those trout farms total more than $1.5 million.
As part of a new series about agriculture in Virginia counties, we're taking a look at the farmers and farm economy in Rockingham County, Virginia. Norm Hyde reports this rural community leads the state in many categories.
Rockingham County is located in the center of the Shenandoah Valley, a fertile swath of farmland between the Blue Ridge and Allegheny Mountain ranges. Settled by German and Scotch-Irish pioneers in the early 18th century, the county achieved political independence in 1788. The Great Wagon Road wound through the county, allowing pioneer families to travel south out of Pennsylvania either to settle or keep traveling west. Today, both U.S. Route 11, Interstate 81, and several rail lines provide transportation for agriculture, the county's #1 industry. In fact, Rockingham County is Virginia's largest farm community.
It's very diverse, and there's a lot of animal agriculture here. We're #1 in dairy, we're #1 in poultry. And with those industries, those animal industries, we have a lot of crops to support those industries. So we have a lot of forages, a lot of corn, a lot of soybeans, a lot of alfalfa, a lot of small grains.
A strong dairy population, 225 grade A dairies, a lot of poultry, a lot of broilers and turkeys, a lot of Probably the goat population has eclipsed the sheep population, but still a variety of short-legged animals that we can get involved in on animal production, good bit of equine, and then the crops that support those primarily, as well as some cash crops.
Rockingham County has 112,000 cattle and calves, more than any other county in Virginia. With 1,900 farms, there are also more farms here than in any other county. But it's poultry that really puts Rockingham County on the map. The modern turkey industry was founded here. There are almost 13 million chickens and another 2 million turkeys raised in Rockingham County, generating more than $460 million in farm income each year.
I know for dairy, one cow creates 9 jobs in the economy. So there's between 25 and 30,000 dairy cows just in Rockingham County. So that's a lot of jobs it creates, a lot of economic impact on the local economy.
While agriculture is the largest industry in Rockingham County, the cost of producing all this food continues to rise. Most farmers are adapting to lower profits and higher expenses.
I would say the average farmer from 10 to 15 years ago is farming a greater number of acres, has more cows, whether he's milking them or his beef production, has more poultry. So while we're not large farms, we've had to become more efficient. We added a 3rd poultry house to the 2 we had because it was more efficient for us to have 3 versus 2.
There's a lot more technology in all, poultries, all the houses are automated now. Dairies are starting to be more and more robotic dairies. The tractors, a lot of them are run on GPS. So, we're still growing the same crops and the same animals, but we're getting more output with less input, and we're doing that with more technology.
While there are plenty of large farms in Rockingham County, there's room for all sorts of producers. With such a strong farm economy, it's easier for smaller growers to get started, and nearby James Madison University in Harrisonburg and several towns in the county provide ready customers for local foods.
The farm-to-table movement, which has really gotten prevalent in the last 5 to 10 years, got a real strength here with our produce auction several years ago now, and that's one avenue that opened new markets to us and let us go right to the consumer. The availability to see dairy farms, some that are producing milk that is sold on the farm, ice cream, that type of thing, puts ourselves in front of the consumer much clearer, a very clear picture of what's going on the farm.
With dozens of streams and rivers running through the scenic valley, Rockingham County is a natural paradise, as well as a major farm community, and farmers are working to keep it that way.
We've done a lot of conservation work to do the right thing for us. Several years ago, the first thing we did was fence off all running water. So we have segregated the cattle from the creeks. It allowed us to better manage our cattle, perhaps because of cross fencing and that type of thing.
We have plenty of water with the streams and rivers running through here. With that, provides challenges, in keeping the waters clean. So the farmers are always challenged to do a better job, keeping the environment clean while still producing food. But with the resources here, it makes it just a really great place to farm.
The farmers of Rockingham County have century-old roots in their community, but they're adapting to current economic pressures. They're working hard to protect the environment and welcome all producers, large and small. And perhaps here, in Virginia's #1 farm county, the general public has a better understanding of how important farming is to their community and how it helps feed the nation. In Rockingham County, I'm Norm Hyde.
We are so glad you could join us this month to celebrate all the bounty that Virginia has to offer. From your kitchen to your home and garden to the beautiful wide open spaces that we enjoy. We are proud to say that this is real Virginia. From everyone here at the Virginia Farm Bureau, thanks for watching and have a great week.
Home will always be Virginia, between the Blue Ridge and Chesapeake Bay.